In an earlier video we showed how we were able to automatically create a table that matches the structure of this dialog. In this video we're going to show now how we can automatically save data that the user enters into the dialog to the table that we created. So first you can see that we don't have a submit button on the dialog, so let's go back to design mode and then go back to defined controls and choose this submit reset button over here. And now if we go to working preview, we can see that we have a submit button and a reset button. The submit button is disabled currently because the dialog is not dirty, but if I start typing you can see it becomes dirty. And now when we press the submit button, the dialog will be submitted, but still nothing will happen because we haven't yet defined the event handler to handle the event. So let's go ahead now and define the event handler. So we'll go back to design mode, and then we're going to go now to server-side events, and the event that we care about is the after dialog validate event. This is the event that fires when the user clicks the submit button if there were no validation errors. So I could either write my own XBasic here to save the data to the underlying table, or I can have Alpha 5 write the code for me automatically. So if I want to have Alpha 5 do it, I'm going to choose action scripting. So this is server-side action scripting, which is new to version 11. In version 10 we had action JavaScript, which was client-side action scripting, but this is now action scripting on the server side. So we'll click here, and the actions that are available in the dialog component are save submitted data to table or send an email message. So I'm going to go here and choose the save action and give the action some unique name, so I'll just call it, say, save 1. And now basically I can choose the options here. So after the user presses the submit button, what do I want to do? So I can redirect to another page, or I could enter another record, or I could edit the record that was just submitted. So I'm going to choose that option right now. And then I'm going to also turn on display debugging information for the purposes of this demonstration, to actually just show the SQL commands that got executed, and then use transactions. In this particular case it's irrelevant whether I use transactions or not, because the dialog component here is bound to a single table. But in subsequent demos we'll be showing how you can bind the dialog to multiple tables. For example, in the case of an invoice where you have some data being written to the invoice header and some data being written to the invoice items. In that case you basically want to use transactions, because if there's an error anywhere in the process of writing to any of the tables, you want to undo everything and abort the whole action. You don't want to leave data entered into the invoice header, for example, but no data into the invoice items. So transactions become important. But let's go ahead now and click OK, save this away, go now to working preview, and I'll type in, say, ALPHA, then we'll go here and type in, say, Fred Smith Alpha and then hit the submit button. So when I hit the submit button, the data got committed, and because we said show debugging information, we're actually showing the SQL that got executed. So you can see the blue statement here is the actual insert statement, and then the green SQL here is the refresh. After the record was inserted, we refreshed the data and redisplayed it, which is important if the server-side say stored procedure might have changed a value. So thanks very much.